Hey guys, welcome to Ninja Hatchet's Garbage Guides. This video is going to be showing you how to maximize your Invention XP while at Bandos. So if you've watched any of my other videos on Invention, you'll know that I am a huge fan of doing the God War dungeon for leveling up your weapons. There seems to be some other faster ways, but this seems to be the most consistent and most efficient method, especially for me as an Iron Man. So quickly, let's talk about gear. I have a malevolent helmet on and I have a malevolent chest. Now the reason I have a malevolent chest on is because I don't have any other augmentable chests right now. I have a Bandos chest plate in my bank that's fully leveled up to level 10, and I am not going to siphon that, and I'm not going to break it down unless I get another Bandos chest plate. So hopefully that's what we're going to get while we're here. I have an augmented Bandos Tassets that is only at level 4, so we're going to be taking that. And I just got this Zammy Spear while I was doing my last video over at Krill Tutzeroth. So we're going to be leveling that up to level 10 today. A couple other things that I have, Dragon Tooth Necklace or Demon Horn or whatever you want to bring, and my Bone Crusher is on my tool belt. This is really helpful for being completely self-sufficient with prayer here. It seems to be that I don't even need any prayer pots at all. I'm just so used to bringing them that I bring them anyway, and they're just kind of a backup. I have an Asylum Surgeon's Ring on, a Vampirism Aura, which you do not necessarily need. You can do this without any aura, but especially if you're kind of new to this, it's a good idea to bring either the Vampirism or Penance Aura. But with the Bone Crusher Demon Horn, it seems as you don't need penance at all. So talking about abilities real quick, just some basic abilities here to build adrenaline on my Revolution bar. The only special one that I recommend is the Cleave ability. I do recommend having that in the second spot. It does seem to help to kill one of the minions that you're going to be doing while you're doing Grador. And also definitely Barge. I highly recommend Barge on here because it helps for clearing out the minions, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. The three thresholds that I'm going to be using are Hurricane, Slaughter, and Assault, and I'm actually going to be doing them in a separate order. I will be doing Hurricane or Slaughter first, then Hurricane, then Assault, and you'll see that once I walk in here and get started. My quick prayers are set to Soul Split and my Tier 95 Turmoil. Even with the Tier 95, I seem to be completely self-sufficient on prayer with just the Bone Crusher Demon Horn. Let's see, what else do I got? In my inventory, I have an Enhanced Excalibur. I only use that if for some reason my RNG is really bad and I kind of get hit a lot. I have two Augmenters with me. Now, the reason for this is this, in case I do get a Bandos chest plate while I'm here, I want to augment it immediately, just so that I'm not wasting any XP. So if I do get one, I might as well start using it right away. And I have another one just in case I level up my augmented Bandos Tassets all the way to 10. Then if I happen to get another Tassets drop, I can use it on that. I have a Superior Scrimshaw of Vampirism. This seems to help a lot with the soul splitting. If you're using full Malevolent or full Tetsu or something like that, you really don't even need it at all, even with the Tier 75 weapon that we're going to be using. But I like to bring it just because I have plenty of them, and it just makes it a little more AFK. And I have a Holy Wrench to save on some prayer, 4 bottles of overload here, because I will be doing 2 hours of this instance. I will be able to level up my Zamorak Spear within that 2 hours, and then I just have the rest sharks. And then I try to keep a bunch of open, empty inventory spaces because we will be breaking down some rune items. We'll be collecting some steel arrows and steel darts, and some other stuff while we're here. So let's go ahead and get started. I like to go into Bandos with at least some kind of adrenaline, just because the ability rotation that I use starts out with thresholds. So we're going to build up to at least like 75% adrenaline before we go in here. So we'll go ahead and get that started real quick. We'll just build up to 100 because why not? I don't suggest berserking here at Bandos. I mean, you can if you want to, but I found that it doesn't seem to help at all. The ability rotation that I run seems to do better than berserking does. So we're going to go ahead and get started doing an instance on fastest spawn. And I'll do a little bit of adrenaline saving here. I'm going to wear my Superior Scrimshaw, activate it. We'll go ahead and activate the Vampirism as well, and we're going to drink our Supreme Overload. So going ahead with the ability rotations, I'm going to Slaughter first and walk him, and then immediately I'm going to Hurricane next and go ahead and use the Assault. And as you can see, that got him down very close already to being dead. So now I'm just going to let the rest of my revolution go ahead and finish him off. And then you don't have to, but I usually tend to shut my prayer off after Bandos dies. You can see that the Bone Crusher Demon Horns already got me pretty much almost back to full prayer now. But with the Scrimshaw Vampirism, you really don't need Soul Split during the minions. So we got a Rune Longsword here. Let's go ahead and break that down. And save some adrenaline. We'll get going with Bandos again here. So once again, I'm going to slaughter first, walk him, go ahead and use my Hurricane, use my Assault, and basically let the rest of my abilities finish him off. Feel free, if you wanted to, you could use a Debilitate, but with decent armor on, he tends to not even hit you very much, and if he does hit you, chances are you're going to Soul Split all the health back anyway. So once again, I shut off my prayer. I'm going to go ahead and kill these minions. I got a Rune two-hander, so we'll go over there and break that down. But what I like to do is when you kill this minion, barge over to the next minion. It seems to be a lot faster. And the reason you want to be fast killing these minions is because it gives you time to break down items or do effigies or anything like that in between kills. So here we go once again. Slaughter, walk, Hurricane, and Assault. So another thing that I'd notice helps a lot too, like for example, I came here to level up an Armadyl Godsword. The Armadyl's Assault is a awesome special move. It's the AGS's special attack, and because you don't use any ultimates here, you'll notice that I have full adren a lot of the time. We're gonna go ahead and use another Hurricane there, just because we didn't kill him very fast. But so if you are using the AGS, I do the same rotation. I slaughter, and then I Hurricane, then I Assault, and then after that I use the AGS special. And then basically you'll get all your adrenaline back just from the minions. I don't know how I ended up with a Mithril Scimitar, but we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. I do want to take these Steel Darts. I forgot to call my follower, so now he'll start picking stuff up for me. So once again, going back to our ability rotations, just doing the same rotation over and over. And now remember, guys, the reason that I'm here at Grador is because I got a melee weapon from Zammy that I'm going to be able to level up and break down, because I do have another Zammy spear in my bank. Obviously, as an Iron Man, I wouldn't want to disassemble the only one that I have, because then I would have no options for Corp or anything like that. So the only reason I'm doing it is because I have an extra one in the bank. But the goal here is that we are going to get a armor drop. The hope is that I will get either a Bandos chestplate or some Bandos tassets, and if I do happen to get that, then it will give me the ability to break down the ones that I already have. While we're still in the video, I'll quickly talk about some perks here. There's not really a whole lot of super useful perks right now. But there is a couple that you can use that do seem to be fairly useful. So on my augmented Zammy spear, you can see the one that looks like a bag with the 2 arrows. That is scavenging 2. It gives me a small chance to find some invention components while I'm here. It gives you a small chance to find invention components when you kill something. The next one is precise 2. That gives it like a 1% chance to hit a critical hit. And the last one that I have is Equilibrium 1, and basically that just lowers your maximum hit but raises your minimum hit. So it just seems to work out kind of nice. That does not stack with the aura though, so don't use the Equilibrium aura. I don't have anything on the Curious, but on this, this is a great perk. I have Efficient 2. The little gears is efficient, and that slows down the drain rate. So especially me being an Iron Man, I don't really like doing divination, so that's going to help save on divine charges. And the other one that I have is Lucky 3. Now, Lucky 3 is an awesome perk. It's basically exactly like War Priest armor. It gives you a small chance to negate all damage. So that 2200 that he just hit me can possibly be negated down to a 1. And when that does happen, you'll see it in your chat box. It pops up bright green. I don't know if any has happened since I've been here. Doesn't quite look like it. but it does seem to happen quite a bit, especially when I got the number 3 perk. That seems to activate quite a bit. So basically, like I said, doing this method, I'm able to get my Zami Spear up to fully level 10 in about 1.5 instances, or 1.5 hours. So it seems to be one of the fastest ways to level up for me. And on top of the fact that it's a great way to level up, it also gives you the opportunity to get yourself some extra armors and stuff. So even if you don't break down the Bandos armor, right now the prices are extremely high because everybody else wants to buy it and break it down. So this seems to be, like I said, the most efficient way to train Invention for me at Bandos. Obviously, when I'm doing magic and stuff, I go to Zami, and when I'm doing range, I go to Arma. So that's pretty much all I got for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something.